The Backrooms is a vast and terrifying liminal space filled with strange, otherworldly entities that range from unsettling to outright horrifying. Here are some of the scariest entities in the Backrooms, with an in-depth look at what makes them so terrifying. 1. Entity 3, Smilers. Appearance: Smilers are shadowy, almost two-dimensional entities with wide, glowing grins and bright, piercing eyes that seem to float in the darkness. Their exact body structure is unknown, as they lurk in dimly lit areas. Behavior: They are highly aggressive but tend to stay in dark areas, waiting for their prey to get too close. If a person makes direct eye contact or gets too close, the Smiler will charge at inhuman speeds. Their method of attack is unknown, as victims are never seen again. Smilers are particularly common in Level 2 and Level 3, but can also appear in unlit sections of other levels. Survival tips: Do not shine a flashlight directly at them. Slowly back away if you spot one. Stay in well-lit areas, as they tend to avoid bright light. 2. Entity 7, the Death Moths. Appearance: Death moths resemble enormous moths with grotesque, pulsing bodies covered in a thick, chitinous shell. Their wings are torn and ragged, yet they fly with horrifying speed. Behavior: Male death moths are mostly harmless, but the females are extremely aggressive and will attack on sight. Female death moths spit a highly corrosive acid that can melt human flesh. They tend to nest in Level 2 and Level 5, hiding in dark corners and laying eggs and corpses. They hunt by detecting movement and body heat, meaning staying perfectly still might save you. Survival tips: Avoid making sudden movements. Carrying fire or bright light can repel them. Never approach a nest, as death moths will swarm to protect it. 3. Entity 8, the Hound. Appearance: The Hound resembles a twisted, humanoid creature that moves on all fours, its body emaciated and skeletal with elongated limbs. Its eyes are sunken and void of life, and its mouth is filled with sharp, jagged teeth. Behavior: Hounds act like feral animals, stalking wanderers and attacking them viciously. They are often found in abandoned hallways or lurking behind doors. Once they sense fear, they become relentless in their pursuit. Despite their rabid nature, they can be intimidated. Standing tall and making loud noises can sometimes deter them. Survival tips: Do not show fear. Maintain eye contact and make yourself appear larger. If attacked, use brute force or nearby objects to defend yourself. 4. Entity 10, Skin Stealers. Appearance: Skin stealers are humanoid beings that can shed and wear human skin, allowing them to blend in with groups of wanderers. In their natural form, they have pale, featureless flesh with deep-set, glowing eyes. Behavior: They consume human flesh and steal the skin of their victims, wearing it like a disguise. When disguised, they appear almost human but often have small, unnatural behaviors, such as twitching or speaking in an odd, monotone voice. They are most active in dimly lit areas where they can strike without being noticed. A skin stealer will only attack when alone with its prey, to avoid exposure. Survival tips: Watch for unusual behavior in other wanderers. If someone refuses to show their skin or has odd speech patterns, they may be a skin stealer. Avoid traveling alone, as skin stealers attack isolated individuals. 5. Entity 55, the Partygoers. Appearance: Partygoers are humanoid creatures with smooth, yellow skin and eerie, featureless faces except for an exaggerated, permanent smile. They wear colorful, tattered party hats and move in a jerky, unsettling manner. Behavior: They lure wanderers with fake party invitations that lead to their lair, where victims are celebrated, brutally killed, and turned into decorations. Partygoers can contort their bodies in unnatural ways, crawling on ceilings and fitting into tight spaces. They spread through notes, drawings, and even messages written in blood, all advertising a fake party. Once a wanderer enters their domain, often a brightly decorated but eerie party room, escape is nearly impossible. Survival tips. Do not follow notes or signs advertising a party. Avoid brightly colored rooms that seem out of place. If you see a partygoer, escape immediately, they are extremely dangerous. 6. Entity 66, the Dullers. Appearance. Dullers are humanoid figures dressed in business attire with featureless faces and abnormally long limbs. They move stiffly, almost mechanically, as if trapped in a loop of forgotten existence. Behavior. Dullers are usually passive but terrifying. They ignore wanderers unless provoked. If you make direct eye contact or disrupt their routine, they will attack in a violent frenzy. They often appear in office-like areas of the backrooms, aimlessly wandering. Once hostile, a duller will pursue its victim endlessly, only stopping if the target leaves the level entirely. Survival tips. Do not interact with them. Avoid looking directly at their faces. If one becomes hostile, run immediately, do not try to fight. 7. Entity 100, the Bone Thief. Appearance. A grotesque, hollow humanoid figure that wears the skin of its victims, much like a skin stealer, but with a much more horrifying twist. The bone thief removes the bones of its victims, leaving them as a limp, skin-covered husk. Behavior. It attacks silently, creeping up on wanderers and injecting a paralytic toxin. Once the victim is immobilized, the bone thief carefully extracts their bones while they are still alive. Afterward, it wears the empty skin as a disguise, moving awkwardly as it mimics human behavior. They are highly intelligent and will attempt to trick wanderers into thinking they are normal people. Survival tips. Look for unnatural movement in people. If someone speaks in a distorted or wet-sounding voice, avoid them. Always check your group. If someone suddenly starts acting differently, they may not be who they seem. Final thoughts. The Backrooms is a horrifying labyrinth filled with unspeakable nightmares. While some entities can be avoided with the right knowledge, others leave no room for escape. The best survival strategy is to always be cautious, never trust what seems too good to be true, and keep moving. Would you like a deeper dive into any of these entities or other Backrooms horrors?